What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Will, with Exposing the IWC, and today we're talking about what happened over the last, 4 days in WWE, basically, or we'll talk about other things if you want to, but really the stream is we focusing on SmackDown, and the craziness that happened there. There was a double taping. We won't be diving into what happened in the double taping. That's spoilers. We're gonna avoid that. Even though I know what pretty much happened, I'm going to avoid talking about that. We talk about SmackDown and also be talking about what happened yesterday, PLE, NXT, Halloween Havoc. It was a solid show, not the best. We'll talk about it. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it okay? Was it mediocre? Was it great? I'll let you guys decide. It was fine. But there's some stuff that happened in that show. Not many story beats of significance, but there was some stuff to definitely talk about that was kind of interesting. We'll talk about that as well. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments after the stream if you're watching this on replay, and let me know your thoughts on the show overall. I thought NXT Halloween Havoc was a show. Let's see. From a scale to 1 to 10, I'd say Halloween Havoc was a solid 7. All right, I'm not gonna give it any higher than that. It was 7. All right, not great, not bad. It is what it is. It was a show. There's some good stuff that happened, but we're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to talk about NXT. Let's talk about SmackDown first, and then we'll talk about what happened on NXT after that. All right. So on SmackDown, this is not this is the last live SmackDown before Crown Jewel because of the double taping. And they decided to open up SmackDown with Randy Orton trying to get Triple H's attention. Because Randy Orton, if you don't know, man is trying to get his hands on good old Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens is right. Okay, I'm a Kevin Owens truther. Okay, Kevin Owens is in the right. Kevin Owens does not like how Cody Rhodes went about teaming up Roman Reigns, and I agree with him. So I'm all about Team Kevin Owens. But Randy and him got a little bit of a tussle, and Kevin Owens attacked him backstage. Now Randy wants blood, but Randy can't just go to Nick Aldis. Oh no, he has to go to the big man up top for some reason. We found out today. Well, not today, but we found out on that day what that reason was. So Randy Orton goes to the ring, tries to talk to him backstage at first. In the gorilla, he wasn't having it. So he came out to the ring and said, "All right, Triple H, I need to talk to you. I need you to give me a match against Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel because you are protecting him." Triple H did not want to go out there. He was kind of like, "Oh God, what's going on here? I can't believe I deal with this guy." Now they have history, of course, going back in the day. You know, Evolution, him, Randy, and Ric Flair. You know, they have a lot of history there. You know. So he sees him like a big brother. You know, they have a friendship that goes back a long time. So he thinks he can call out a good old Hunter and not Paul Levesque. He think he can call out his old friend to have a discussion about why he's protecting Kevin Owens. Because that's what's happening according to him. He's protecting him. Unfortunately for Randy, that's not the case. He doesn't have a clue what's happening here. Because apparently the reason why Triple H did not want to make this match is because Triple H is trying to protect Randy from Kevin Owens. They just got a big reaction from the crowd. Ooh, we're trying to protect him. Oh my God. He's nervous about Randy Orton's health because the man has like steel rods in his back. He was out for almost 2 years. Well, year and a half, 2 years, basically around that time. And he doesn't think Randy Orton can handle a beatdown from Kevin Owens in any type of large magnitude because he may be out on the shelf for a very long time. Or be on the shelf for a long time, so doesn't want to have that. Randy Orton didn't try to hear that because Randy Orton is a proud man. He's a 16-time champion. Was it 16 times, something like that? How many championships Randy had? A lot of them. Okay, he's a proud fella. He doesn't want to hear that. Like, okay, Triple H, I hear you, but if you were me, you would do anything you could to get your hands on Kevin Owens. Come on, I'm not talking to Paul Levesque. I'm not talking to the CEO. Or the leader of creative. I'm talking to the man who was the cerebral assassin, okay? The game. I want to talk to him, and you know what the right thing to do is. You know that I need to get my hands on Kevin Owens, so give him that match. And the crowd was into it, of course. The crowd got loud. He said, fine, okay, I'll do it. But, watch your back. He doesn't feel good about it. He thinks that the fans are pushing for Randy Orton's early retirement because off the rails Kevin Owens is a danger to Randy Orton's health. I like the storyline. I like what's going on with Kevin Owens. This is, without a doubt, the most compelling storyline going into Crown Jewel. It's a low bar. It's unfortunate, but it is the lowest. It is the best. It's a low bar. It is the best storyline for me because Kevin Owens is in the right. He makes sense, even though he's a heel. It's fun how they've been going about this backstage attacks, whether it's Cody Rhodes, whether it's Randy Orton. I like how they've been presenting that. And Kevin Owens seems to be, making sense with his arguments, all right? And to be completely honest with you, Cody Rhodes, he's reached a point with his babyface run that I'm enjoying when people take jabs at him. I'm enjoying when people get the better of him in exchanges and in the fights. He just reached that point where, I gotta be honest, the Roman Reigns tag team, like the whole thing with the stadium and Georgia Tech, going to the football stadium, that was like the last straw with me with Cody. Like, Cody, you've worn out your welcome right now. You're on my bad side. Okay, I'm not saying I'm gonna boo him or hope he loses every damn time he fights, but right now, Cody's on the bad side, all right? I'm 100% team Kevin Owens right now. I'm not really feeling Cody and his stadium's visits with Roman Reigns. What are you guys thinking? Compelling story? Yep, good story. You're jamming to Willow's Nightingale's theme. Willow got a freaking concussion. You hear about that? Willow got a concussion. I think working CMLL. She got a concussion. Well wishes to Willow. Hope all is well. Fine for you. Randy is a 14-time world champion. Yeah, I said 16. That's John Cena and Ric Flair, right? Yeah, 14-time. Kevin Owens has some good points. Yep. Kevin versus Randy is a steel cage match. That might be down the line. Hey, JB, I'm doing pretty good. Appreciate you joining the stream. Now, unfortunately for Randy Orton, the storyline kind of dictates that Randy Orton get the hell beat out of him, right? He had this whole thing where he says, I'm looking out for you, your well-being. I'm trying to protect him. I'm trying to protect you from him. So now, what's got to happen? Doesn't he got to get destroyed a little bit? At this point, Randy has to get beat up very badly, almost, to sell this whole narrative that Kevin Owens is a dangerous man and Randy Orton has health concerns in the past and he's worried about Randy Orton. Now I have to have Randy Orton get the hell beat out of him, right? Am I wrong? That's where they had to go. We had to have Randy lose. Well, if not lose, but get beat up very, very badly in Crown Jewel, you would think. So bad, like, hey, fans, you see, you wanted this match. Now look at Randy. He's out cold. He's out. He's broken, man. He's beaten up. He's been smashed with chairs. He's smashed with tables and ladders. Look at that. Look at this man. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. You kind of have to have Randy Orton get his ass kicked to a certain extent. Maybe not, out for a long period of time in kayfabe, but he has to get his ass kicked at Crown Jewel to sell this narrative that Randy Orton made a mistake by pushing Triple H for this match. So I would book Kevin Owens to win the match, and I would probably book him to destroy Randy Orton to a certain extent. I don't know how long he needs to be out. I don't know how long Randy needs to be out, but to sell the storyline that, yes, it was a mistake to do this. The fans wanted it, and the fans, you brought this on Randy Orton. Randy made a mistake. If that's the narrative you're going with, you kind of have to book Kevin Owens to kick his ass to a certain extent. We'll see how it goes, though. He should win the same way he beat up Sammy for an NXT championship. Yeah. Ref stoppage. Yeah. He needs to prove a point in the match that, hey, this is a different Kevin Owens. I'm sick of the games. I'm sick of Triple H. I'm sick of Stephanie. I'm sick of the board. I'm sick of all this crap. You're protecting Cody Rhodes, and I'm taking it out on Randy. That's the storyline here, folks. We'll see how it goes. But this is my most anticipated match. It's the best storyline. I'm a story guy. I say it all the time. If the storyline, so one thing if it's ending. If it comes to an end of the storyline, then fine. But for me, I gotta have an injury, a story angle, some type of arc for the character, something to get me invested story-wise. and then I'll be even more dialed in for the match. This is the best storyline right now. Everything else is kind of filler. We'll go over it maybe later on this week, Crown Jewel, but most of the show is filler. But this doesn't feel like that. This feels like an actual active storyline. So we'll see where it goes. So that is it for this segment. Let's move on to LA Knight. Yeah. So LA Knight is having his ref outing here. Wants to be a ref for this Game 7. Goes about how you expected it. Now, we all knew, well, not all of us, most of us knew this is going to a triple threat match between Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and LA Knight. We didn't know how it was going to happen within the course of the match, but what happened was pretty much what he expected. LA Knight got in a tussle with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. He ended up hitting his finisher on both of them, kind of just ending the match. I'm out of here. Peace out. You're both losers. I'm out of here. You dummies. Wow, wow, dun, 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 dun. He hit his music and that was it, right? Well, Nick Aldis ain't having that. Nick Aldis like, hey, man, this needed to be a deciding victory here. This needed to be the end. Since you went about doing what you did, it's now a triple threat match at Crown Jewel. So now we got Carmelo Hayes, his first PLE in Crown Jewel. Happy for Carmelo Hayes. This will be a good match. LA Knight will, of course, retain because we're not crazy, right? He'll retain. But this is was a fine execution. Some folks were kind of upset online. I saw that, like, oh my God, why would you end it this way? We wanted to see the end of Game 7. Folks, it had to end this way. Some version of this, right? Because you can't have Carmelo Hayes pinning Andrade before the triple threat match. You can't have Andrade pinning Carmelo Hayes before the triple threat match, right? Doesn't make sense. You want them to be even going into the triple threat match. So of course this was going to be some type of result like this. It would have been some type of DQ, some type of no contest. It was always going to win. Like, it was always going to go like this once we knew it was going to be a triple threat. Ultimately, in the end, right? So I don't hate it. I'm not upset about it. It's fine. All right, it's fine. It is what it is. I'm happy for Carmelo Hayes. Happy for Andrade. I can't. When was Andrade's last PLE? Was it WrestleMania? Didn't he replace Dragon Lee for WrestleMania? So I'm happy for both of them. It's a good spot for them. Good match, I'm sure. Crowd will be hot for it. I'm sure the Saudi crowd will be hot for it, you would hope. You know. Money in the Bank was Andrade? Oh, yeah, good point. He was in that match. Oh, yeah, Carmelo Hayes was in that too. They're both in that match. Well, this is for a title. I guess it's kind of different. They're both in Money in the Bank. That's true. But yeah, I'm happy about this triple threat match. So this card in Saudi will have more than 5 matches. That was the case last year. So all the folks that are worried about, oh, they're going to have only one women's match. Oh, they're going to cut out the triple threat. It's on the card. There's more than one women's match. We're all good here for now. Hopefully the Saudi crowd will be hot. We'll see. That city usually isn't that loud for the women in Saudi. The other city is the one where Queen of the Ring was, but this city not so much. We'll see. So then we had a backstage segment with good old Nia Jax and Tiffany. Now, if you remember what happened last week, last week when this aired, at least, Tiffany was out with sniffles. She had a TV sniffles, and Candice LeRae stepped up to help Nia Jax, and she won her match. Who did she face? She pinned Bayley, I believe. So Candice LeRae was on Nia Jax's good side, and Tiffany was not. So here we have a situation where we think, oh, wait, is Nia Jax trying to replace Tiffany with Candice LeRae? That'd be kind of interesting. I think that's happening. No, especially what happened on the show. She had her match with Naomi and she lost. So I don't think she's going to be replacing Tiffany anytime soon, but I do like the idea that Tiffany was kind of nervous and upset that Nia Jax would reach out to Candice LeRae, and Nia Jax was very much happy to reach out to Candice and kind of push Tiffany to the side because Tiffany had the sniffles. All right. So yeah, this is all leading towards the Tiffany Nia Jax blow up or the separation or the feud, whatever you want to call it. Do I think it's happening anytime soon? No. Some people think Tiffany will cash in at Crown Jewel. I don't see it. Okay, I don't see that. Like I've been saying for months, the Tiffany, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Nia Jax feud interaction will have to happen at some point. So you're gonna get that tag match, Tiffany, Nia Jax against Bianca and Jade. They set it up earlier. That's a natural storyline for Bianca and Jade. That's gonna happen before. Well, yes, that's gonna happen before the cash in. So until that happens, there'll be no cash in. I'll be surprised. Okay, I'm not in the writer's room. I don't know what exactly is going on. Okay, I've been right about this stuff more than not. I'll be shocked if Tiffany cashed in before that match. That tag team match against Bianca and Jade has to happen before the cash in attempt, I would think. We'll see what happened at Crown Jewel. I doubt it. This whole belt situation, there'll be a clear winner at Crown Jewel, right? Somebody's going to win that belt. Will they take the time to take away from the Saudi championship belt to talk about have a cash in attempt? I don't think so. I think they want to try to make it seem like the belt is a big deal. So they'll have an actual like, hey, there's the champion, the Crown Jewel champion with the belt. Look at that. They won't take away from that with a cash in attempt. So they'll have to like really present that like a big deal for the Saudi folk, and that'll be that. I don't see any cash in happening to overshadow that moment. I said it was a freaking nothing belt. It is, but ultimately in Saudi Arabia, you want to present it like a big deal. So in order for it to be a big deal, you don't have a cash in that's going to completely take this whole entire storyline, take it over. You don't want to do that. Candice versus Tiffy. Well, next week is spoiled because we know it's double taped. Is that match happening? I don't think so, if I remember correctly. But then again, I don't want to spoil anything, so maybe it's good I don't remember because no spoilers here. So maybe it is happening next week. I don't know. Do you see Tiffany and Nia beating Bianca and Jade? For me, I say no. I say no as well, but it's possible. But I say no as well. I think Bianca does need to hit that KOD. If you remember in the Queen of the Ring tournament, Bianca Belair faced off with Nia Jax. She tried to go for the KOD. She didn't hit it. She failed. That has to be paid off. That's set up, and the payoff happens later on. So I'm assuming Bianca will hit the KOD on Nia Jax, and they'll retain the titles. And maybe then that's where Tiffany tries to cash in. At that big time spot, the KOD on Nia Jax is laid out on the ground, and then maybe Tiffany tries to cash in then. But yeah, that's going to happen. Nia Jax gets KOD'd for sure. Maybe as early as Survivor Series. Maybe at main event, Saturday main event. I don't know, but right now I'm thinking Bianca and Jade versus Nia Jax and Tiffany at Survivor Series. Bianca hit the KOD there, big spot. Then the cash in attempt maybe. We'll see. I don't have it worked out yet. I need a little bit more weeks to see, a little bit more storyline development in that direction before I can actually predict that. My prediction is still on the table with Nia Jax and Tiffany facing Bianca and Jade after a women's tag title match at Survivor Series where she cashes in. Wait. My prediction is still on the table of Nia and Tiffany facing Bianca and Jade after a women's tag match. Okay. So you're saying they have another title match at Survivor Series. Maybe they'll face off against PFC. Like we all know, Shayna Baszler made Jade Cargill tap months ago, a while ago. She made Jade Cargill tap accidentally. So they may pay that off. Maybe they'll face. No, that can't happen. Well, not that it can't happen, because I've been predicting that PFC will be in the War Games match. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. Haven't had it dialed in yet. I'm predicting PFC, Damage Control are in the War Games match. Bianca and Jade against Nia Jax and Tiffany. But we'll see where that goes. Gonna talk spoilers? No. I won't talk what happened on the double taping. The second taping. I won't talk about that. I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't remember. All I remember is two things happening on the entire show. So next week is a 2-hour show of SmackDown. I know two things that happened. That's it. Anything else? I don't know. But I won't spoil that I won't spoil that anyway. So anyway, So Tiffany was jealous of Candice LeRae. They had a match. Nia Jax tried to get Candice to get the win on Naomi. Bailey came out to help, and Bailey helped even the odds against Indy Hartwell, and Naomi got the win. Now, at some point, Naomi has to get a title match against Nia Jax. I believe that'll be sometime between Crown Jewel and not War Games, but Survivor Series. I think it'll be a TV match probably, even though to Naomi fans' chagrin, but I do believe it'll be a TV match probably. I believe they've been teasing a Naomi heel turn. We kind of seen some little glimpses of it. Nothing substantial because they've always come together and hugged each other out and hugged each other and loved each other up. I'm talking about Bailey and Naomi. So they're kind of like pushing it to the side, but then little teases here and there. I do believe. Well, I can't say what I think is going to happen. What I would do, I would have Naomi turn after she loses to Nia Jax. Maybe she blames Bailey. Maybe Bailey tried to help Naomi even the odds against Tiffany, but it kind of backfires and Bailey kind of hits Naomi by accident. Naomi blamed Bailey. Then we have a Bailey-Naomi feud. Because if not for that, what are you going to do with Bailey? What are you going to do with Naomi? Naomi's probably going to lose to Nia Jax. Spoiler alert. She's going to lose. So what are you going to do then? Bailey had a chance. Naomi had a chance. What are you going to do? There's no War Games for them. Why not have Naomi turn heel and have Naomi face off with freaking Bailey? That could be a storyline for them. A mid-card, non-title storyline. Will it happen? I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, this is WWE with mid-card, not great. But that's what I would do. Naomi, Bailey storyline. Once Bailey accidentally helps Nia Jax beat Naomi. That's what I would do. Thoughts on that? What are your thoughts? Do you want to see a storyline between Bailey and Naomi? Do you want to see Naomi win the title? That's not happening. What do you want to see between Naomi and Bailey? There was an interview where Naomi said she wants to eventually take a walk on the dark side. So she's up for a heel run. Why not? Yeah, I mean, this is they're really focusing on that friendship here. If they're both losing it to Nia Jax, what do you do then? What are you going to do? Spoiler alert, folks. Spoiler alert, folks, is what I meant to say. Spoiler alert, Charlotte Flair is coming very, very soon, okay? It is freaking almost November. It's almost a calendar year since she got injured. She's about to come back. I'm convinced they're waiting for the storyline reason to bring her back. It's not about her health right now. It's about storyline. She's coming back within the next month. She's coming. She was injured in November, okay? It's been almost over a year. She's coming back very, very soon. So you want Charlotte Flair in the mix. Got to have Naomi and Bailey doing something else. So, that's what I'm thinking about. Charlotte Flair with a throne, Tiffany? Maybe. Here's my thing on Tiffany. I said it before. Here's my thing on Tiffany. I will believe it when I see it. Her cashing in successfully. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I just can't picture it in my brain. So I'm waiting for it to happen. For me, Tiffany should be chasing a mid-card title, but we don't have one for the women. She's the same level as Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes for the men. They should be they're chasing the mid-card. That's what she should be chasing, but there is no mid-card. So either tag team wrestling or the top title. So right now she's chasing the top title. She's 25 years old. I don't think she's ready to be carrying the championship and being the champion, the face of the company from a visual standpoint. I don't think she's ready yet. That's nothing against her. She called up less than a year ago. That's how it is. You have to be on the roster for a little bit. You work, have storylines, you get better on the mic, and you elevate yourself, and then you chase the top title. But unfortunately, for the women, there is no mid card. So you're either Lyra Valkyria doing nothing, or you're in the top scene. Lucky for her, God bless her, she's in the top scene. Do I think she's ready to be cashing in and walking into Mania as champion, Tiffy champion? I don't see it. So I will acknowledge it's likely that it's probably going to happen. I just can't predict it or see it. It doesn't compute in my brain. So I'm waiting for it to happen. When it happens, I'll say, okay, she cashed in. Let's see what happens then. But until it happens, I'm not going to predict it or kind of fantasy book how it happens. I just wait for it to happen because honestly, I would not be shocked if she failed that thing. She may fail that cash in. I wouldn't be shocked. It's like 50-50. 50-50 she catches in successfully or not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because if you put it on Tiffany now, he loses it at Mania probably. And then what? You already won the top title. Do you put her back to the mid card? Kind of weird. Once you have her win the top title, at that age, there's nowhere to go. You know? That's why the mid card division for the men is so important. Braun Breaker chasing the IC title. Carmelo Hayes chasing the US title. Because once you go for the top title, and then you drop it, then what are you going to do? Be a tag team wrestler or hang around the mid card? Whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. Is it possible? Right. Yes. But right now, the way she's being booked, I don't see Tiffany the champion yet. Maybe they can do that later on. But right now, I don't see Tiffany WWE champion, face of the company, doing the interviews, doing all the marketing, walking into Mania. I don't see that right now from her character standpoint, based on what they're giving her on the mic. I don't see that. But it can happen. It's probably likely. I just can't see it. That's all. You may hold on for that thing for even longer until next year. I mean, there's no rush. She got a pretty purse, a pretty briefcase, a pink briefcase. You can hold that thing for a minute. Let's talk about Cody and Gunther. Like Gunther is great. He's great every week. He's hilarious. I'm enjoying his work, his heel work. Came out and said, "What do you want to talk about?" Ha ha ha. I'm loving Gunther. Cody Rhodes, I made my point earlier. Get on my nerves. It is what it is with Cody, all right? I have to be honest. So Gunther interrupts Cody's entrance. They're waiting for the second woe. And right before the woe, his music hit. Hilarious. Good stuff from Cody Rhodes and Gunther there. Good promo. Really good promo. Gunther says that Cody makes things a little bit dramatic. Oh, I want to do this for my family. Oh, I want to have the John Cena schedule. He's all about like following people and doing living up to other people's expectations and other people's benchmarks. Like, no, I do this for myself, Cody, okay? All this crap you're doing is all over dramatic. This is pro wrestling. Ain't that serious. Who's the best? I'm the best. I get the championship. I'm the boss. That's kind of how it is. Don't make it all emotional and dramatic and over the top. You're doing too much. Basically what he's saying to him. Now, of course, this is pro wrestling. You got to tell stories. So if you're breaking kayfabe, Cody has to make it dramatic. He has to make a big deal of it. That's how you get the fans invested. But it's a good heel promo from Gunther in that regard. So Cody makes a good promo. He does a good promo. He comes back at him and says, "Hey, of course, this is what are you talking about? You sound silly. This is all dramatic. This is all personal. Of course it's personal. Of course it's dramatic. Fans are behind me. The Cody crybabies are behind me. This is why I do it. Do it for the fans. If it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't be here, right?" So good babyface stuff, solid stuff. I enjoyed the back and forth. Again, I'm kind of down on Cody right now. So Gunther, I'm loving him right now. Do I want to see Gunther win? Yeah, not gonna lie. Will Gunther probably win? Yes, only because I can't see Cody Rhodes with that title. That's a heel belt. Let's be honest, right? That's a heel belt. It's kind of like a heel belt to me. So I'm thinking Cody loses. Maybe Kevin Owens gets involved. Gunther Gunther wins the Saudi belt. It's probably the way to go. What do you guys think? Who do you think's gonna win? Is Cody going to win the Saudi belt, or is Gunther going to win it? What are your thoughts? Gunther cooked Cody. I agree. A good promo from Gunther. 3 women's matches happened on the tape SmackDown show. I didn't even know that. You're spoiling it, Richard. Gunther wins the belt. Gunther wins. I agree. I think Gunther wins. 2 failed cash-ins would be crazy. I agree. That's a Loud House. That's the only thing stopping me from saying she fails. That alone. Because I already did the failed cash in with the men. So will they do it both times? I doubt it. That is the only thing. The only thing stopping me from saying Tiffany loses is the fact that the men already lost their cash-in attempt. So will they do both failed cash-ins? Probably not. That's the only reason. If it wasn't for that, I'd be predicting she fails to cash in. I think Tiffany's reign will probably be short no matter what. It'll probably be a shorter reign. So I'm wondering, is that the best route? Would it be better just to have her? No, I would do. I killed two birds with one stone. I create a mid-card belt for both brands and have her cash in for the mid-card belt. Because she came to realize that, hey, every time I try to cash in for the top title, it doesn't work out. So I'm going to cash in for the new, shiny, spiffy, clean, white belt for the mid-card title. I'll have her do that. Fans might be upset by that, but hey, I'm the boss. What are you going to do? Stop watching? No. Cash in on the mid-card belt, Tiffany. That's probably not going to happen. So try to cash in on Nia Jax. She'll probably successfully cash in. That'll be that, you know. No mid-card cash-ins. Hey, it was a brand new belt. A brand new, clean, nice mid-card white belt. I wouldn't mind it. If you don't want her to fail the cash-in, and if you don't want her to have the top belt, you can do that. Or have her fail. You have her fail the cash-in, and then win the mid-card belt. So you protect her in that regard because she ends up as a champion anyway. So WWE blocked AJ Styles' induction of TNA. Remind me to talk about that later on. Wolf, remind me to talk about AJ Styles and TNA and the supposed blocking of the Hall of Fame induction. Nia Jax wants her to cash in on Liv. She does. And she's not doing it. Or she's not conscious of it. She's not aware of it. She's kind of like not really taking that opportunity seriously. Or she tell Nia Jax all she needs to know. That should make it more obvious to Nia. Like, hey, Nia, take a hint. She refuses to pop up on Raw. She refuses to cash in. Look how many times Rhea Ripley has beat up on Liv Morgan. There's times she could have cashed in. She refuses. That should be like light bulb to Nia Jax. Ding, ding, ding. Nia, she doesn't want to cash on Tiffany because she wants your belt. Nia has to know at this point. She has to know. If she doesn't, she's a fool. All right, let's talk about the fight. The fight broke out, right? Yeah, so Gunther started attacking Cody Rhodes. No, Cody Rhodes started attacking Gunther first. He started it. And Gunther finished it, I believe. Because then Randy came out there. Yeah, Randy came out there. Randy came out there to help. Back up Cody because Ludwig Kaiser came out there. That's what happened. Yep. So Ludwig Kaiser came out to help Gunther. Randy evened the odds. This is probably Mania right here, folks. Right here. This is probably Mania. Cody against Randy Orton. Randy Orton, at some point down the line, will blame Cody for something in regard to Kevin Owens. Maybe he tries to break up the fight in some way, and Randy doesn't like how he does it. And ultimately, Randy Orton will go after Cody Rhodes. Now, the thing is, Cody will be champion, right? So what does that mean for Randy Orton? Is he winning the Rumble? Is he winning the Chamber match? I don't know, but that's probably what's going to happen, right? Probably what's going to happen. You got to win the Rumble or the Chamber match to get to Cody Rhodes, you would think. But I think that's the match for Mania. Might as well. Randy might beat Cody. By the way, might beat him. Cody and Randy versus Gunther and Kevin. That'd be crazy. Or Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. That's probably a match next week. Like, I haven't seen the match card for next week. Only seen two things. Like, one's a promo segment and one's a match. I could see them doing Randy, Cody against Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser on that show. Or like a dark match. I could see that for sure. Oh, they announced it already. Or maybe that's where I saw it then. Maybe I kind of I'm just forgetting seeing it. So that's announced for next week. Okay, cool. Randy turned his heel mainly because of Triple H. Well, Triple H gave him the match. Triple H tried to protect him. And he said, screw you, Triple H. Give me the match. He said, okay, you get the match. Don't say I didn't warn you. So I don't know why you'd be mad at Triple H for. He gave him the match. Cody's playing dummy. Cody is playing the dumb baby role. Yeah, he is. Not well. He's doing it. I wouldn't say he's playing it well. It is what it is. It's typical pro wrestling babyface stuff. Cody versus Randy feels better than Cody versus The Rock. I agree. The Rock should be focusing on Roman Reigns. That's the match. Spoiler alert. They wanted to do They wanted to do Rock versus Roman last year. The Cody Crybabies, I was one of them, said hell no, right? So now they pushed it to this year. So now it'll be face Roman against heel Rock in a main event. That's happening. Cody is corny. Save me! Save me! Not save me. Take me! Attack me! When who was getting jumped? Randy was getting jumped. He said, "Take me! Attack me! Attack me!" Like it's corny babyface stuff. That's working. Let it be clear. That is working for the crowd. Crowd loves Cody Rhodes. They love it. Take me! Take me! What I hate the most about babyface stuff, especially from Cody, what I hate when he goes out there 4-on-1 and he's surprised when he gets jumped. Well, he's not surprised, but he goes out there 4-on-1, then his friends go out there to help him, and his friends get jumped. Well, maybe your friend wouldn't be getting jumped right now if you freaking wouldn't put yourself in a situation where you needed help. You know damn well your good friends are going to come out there to help you if it's 4-on-1 beatdown. So you're opening yourself up to getting jumped. So your friends come out there and then they get jumped. So here's an idea. Stay away from the 4-on-1s. Stop putting yourself in bad situations to get your fans and friends crying about your well-being. Because Randy Orton and Kevin Owens keep getting their ass kicked time and time again for your ass. Which is why Kevin Owens was upset when he saw you teaming up with Roman Reigns. Like, what the hell? All the years and months and the blood, sweat, and tears of dealing with this dude. Every time I had to help your ass against Roman Reigns, every time I had to help you, you openly and willingly, without any force, team up with the guy? And what world are you from? What's wrong with you? So, Randy, unfortunately for him, you're going to pay for Cody Rhodes' actions. Because now Kevin Owens is upset, and rightfully so. Kevin Owens is rightfully upset with the American Nightmare, all right? That's my thought process, okay? And then we had what I've been setting up for the longest time, which is the setup for Crown Jewel for the women's tag team title scene. I clearly, and like, I called it. Okay, I had this completely right. Remember, a month ago I said it'll be a fatal 4-way match for the tag team titles. Bianca and Jade versus Io Sky and Kairi Sane versus Piper and Chelsea versus Lash and Chikara. And on Friday, they set it up. So this match is a filler match. Let's be clear, okay? It's filler. Bianca and Jade will retain for obvious reasons. You want to know why? Well, guess what? They have to face Nia and Tiffany eventually, so they can't lose here. This is filler. The Crown Jewel build, even though it's been exciting and fun, NXT getting involved, a lot of dynamics within the teams get here, fun stuff. It's exciting for the fans, great. Ultimately, it's filler feud. It's filler. There's no storyline here, really, right? I asked you guys, what's the story for Bianca and Jade here? What's the story? What's the storyline? Hey, the women's division is exciting. Yeah, they're all coming for the tag titles. Let's go. There's no story, actually, right? They beat Lash and Jakara. They beat Io Sky and Kairi Sane. There was interference, but they beat them. They pinned them, right? So now they'll pin Piper and Chelsea in that damn Crown Jewel match. One of the two will take the pin. Piper or Chelsea, pick one, right? And that'll be that. It'll be over for that storyline. There'll be no continuation with Lash and Jakara, no continuation with Io Sky and Kairi Sane, no continuation with Piper and Chelsea Green. That's that. They'll move on from those three tag teams, move on to PFC or preferably Nia and Tiffany. Okay, so it's a filler feud. Let's be clear. I'm sorry, Io Sky, Kairi stands. I'm sorry, the Joshi stands. I'm sorry. Io and Kairi Sane will not win the titles here. I'm sorry. This is similar to what happened with Rhea Ripley last year, like a 5-woman match. I think it was like a fatal 5-way match between Rhea, Shayna, Zoe Stark, and like 2 other women were in that match. Rhea Ripley won. It's a filler match to get a lot of women on the card. Got a lot of women on the card here in this match, and that'll be that. And there's no storyline here. There's no suspense. Bianca and Jade will retain. I'm sorry to tell you. All right? Sorry to tell you. There's no suspense, folks. I'm sure it'll be fun. I would love to see a tornado tag match where there's no like tag-ins, just completely like open. Get TJ in here. Hey TJ, come on, man. Come book this match. Come produce it. Have it be a tornado tag. Anything goes, all out. No tag-ins, no hot tags. That's what I would do. But it probably won't happen. But anyway, Bianca and Jade will retain. That's for damn sure. All right. Will it be too messy? Probably. Probably, but it'd be fun. I prefer tornado tags in every situation. Give me the tornado tags. It's less formulaic, you know. It's less formulaic. The tornado stuff. They always do a title change in Saudi. Is that true? Let's look at Crown Jewel last year. Crown Jewel. Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna pull it up anyway. But I'm glad you said that. Here's the thing, folks. We have 2 new belts. Okay? We have 2 new belts. You may not like it, but we have 2 belts. That's the difference here. That's why they brought these belts in. These are belts to be won. These are new belts to be held. All right? These gold Crown Jewel belts are special for the builds. So we don't have to worry about that whole, there needs to be a title change on the show because they're getting a title change in the sense that it's going from vacant to somebody, right? So Cody will win the belt, or Gunther, or Nia Jax, or Liv Morgan. That's the thing here. We have belts. That's the difference. Let me look at what happened last year. We have belts. Let's see what happened. Logan Paul defeated Rey. Was that for the title? Was that a new champion there? Logan Paul beating Rey Mysterio? Bianca didn't win a new belt. Cody retained. Not retained, he won. What was the belt change here? Was it the Rey Mysterio Logan Paul thing? Okay, cool. I hear you. But in this case, we have belts. So we have 2 new belts. So that's the difference. So there'll be no title change because you have the new titles here. So there'll be no title change because of that. There'll be new belts, folks. Brand new. Look at it. Look at it. Embrace it. Embrace the Saudi gold. All right. Embrace it. What happened next that I have to talk about? Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. The again, Bianca and Jay were retained. Then we had Motor City Machine Guns beating DIY. Now this was pretty much obvious. Pretty clear what's going to happen here. DIY was going to lose, and they did. Motor City Machine Guns got the win. Looked like they may have a splitting up of DIY, maybe, potentially. Perhaps they were just upset. Maybe they're just upset, but we'll see. Looked like there were kind of like, some friction there between Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. We'll keep our eyes on that, but they won. Now they get a title shot against the Bloodline the next week, we thought, but then Solo and the crew walked out there. Oh, here we go. We have the Motor City Machine Guns facing off against the Bloodline. Good spot for them. They won 2 belts. Not 2 belts. They won 2 matches in WWE, and they're already facing off with the Bloodline. That's big stuff for Motor City Machine Guns. Make them look like a big deal. All right? So then we got a promo segment where Motor City Machine Guns say, hey, we want to fight for the titles right here, right now. Give us the title shot right now, they said. And what happened? They accepted it. At this point, it's pretty clear what's going to happen here. You know, you don't have them face off the bloodline and lose. So I was sure that they were going to lose the belts anyway at some point, right? I've been saying it for the longest time. I've been saying it. The bloodline does not need any belts. It is a family feud, okay? And I'm not talking about the TV show, okay? It's a family feud, not a championship squabble, okay? We want blood against blood, family. No titles should be involved here. Take the belt off of Jey Uso. Take the belts off of these damn brothers, for crying out loud, and focus on the blood feud. So I knew they're going to lose, and they didn't. This is a fine match. It was kind of wasn't really a match, to be honest with you. Wasn't really a match, was it? Kind of like just an interference show. Went for like 8 minutes, and then Jimmy came out there, and then Jay came out there, and then Roman came out there. And at that point, it's pretty clear what's going to happen, right? Pretty clear that they were going to lose. And they lost. Hallelujah, right? Got new champs. So I'm happy for them. If you guys remember, this is supposed to be the Lucha Brothers or Lucha Bros position, right? Motor City Machine Guns was supposed to go to Netflix. Did I say Netflix? Not Netflix. I keep doing that. Ever since Netflix came involved, I keep placing Netflix with NXT for some reason. I guess it's just the N and the X and the T's there, you know? They were supposed to go to NXT, right? Not Netflix, right? That's where they're supposed to go. Motor City Machine Guns. And Lucha Brothers were supposed to go to SmackDown. But because Rey Fenix can't get out his deal, because Tony Khan is petty, that'll change things up. So now Motor City Machine Guns to go to SmackDown, and then we'll get the Lucha Bros whenever we get them. Like, who knows? From a year from now, when Rey Fenix is released, or not released, but once he's allowed to escape, we'll get them over here. But it was supposed to be Lucha Bros in SmackDown, Motor City Machine Guns in NXT. That did not happen. So now we get Motor City Machine Guns with the belts. Happy for them. They deserve it. Long career. Plenty of great tag teams were influenced by them. Good for them. No complaints here. Yeah, I'm excited about the Netflix deal. That's what it is. I keep interchanging Netflix and NXT over and over again. But yeah, NXT was supposed to be the place for Motor City. I wonder if the Lucha Brothers will go to NXT. Probably not. They won't do that. The original plan was for them to go to the main roster. They'll probably go to Raw or SmackDown, wherever Motor City Machine Guns are. They may go there to have like a feud, maybe. But that's like down the road, right? Rey Fenix had like a year on his deal because of injury time. That sucks. Imagine thinking you're going to be free. Imagine thinking you're going to sign with the WWE. Like, nope. Can't because you got injury time. I'm adding on. It's legal. It's in his contract. So you can't complain about it, but it just sucks that, yeah, it sucks. So Motor City Machine Guns are champions on SmackDown, and the Hardy Brothers are, I say brothers? The Hardys are now champions in NXT. That's good for the Hardys. So yeah, Hardys are champions in TNA. Did I say NXT? They're champions in TNA. If I can pull it up here. So the Hardys are champions in TNA. And Motor City Machine Guns are champions on SmackDown. That's crazy. That's crazy. So we'll see Rey Fenix in the WWE sometime in 2025 if he is lucky. But yeah, that's the situation right now. If we're lucky. But Lucha Brothers, good for them. They won. Thought I had a picture, but apparently I didn't. That's crazy. I thought I had a picture here, but I don't. I should have. Let's see something real quick. Here it is. I don't know why it wasn't saved. It's gonna bother me if I don't put it in here, so I'm gonna put it in here now. But yeah, good show for the most part. The double tapings can be kind of tricky because you have gotta book content for 4 hours, right? I booked 4 hour content for both shows. That'd be kind of tricky to kind of plan it out. But a lot of talent were in town in New York for this show, so I'm sure it'll be fine. The double taping, the second show coming up here, I'm sure it'll be good. Had a lot of bodies on deck, but they can be tough to book 4 hours for that one night, right? It's kind of crazy. But yeah, congrats to Motor City Machine Guns. They deserve it. Great careers. They're champions. After 3 matches, by the way, after 3 matches, they're champions, and nobody's complaining. Nobody is complaining. Is that a busted open? Is that a busted open sign? Busted open? Yeah, it is. What a mark. Anyway, let's get that fixed. Yeah. So good show on SmackDown. No complaints. All love to that team. I'll give credit where credit's due. Solo character has evolved. Yes. So I'm glad you brought it up, JB. Solo Sikoa has been great. Solo's been great. He's funny. He's hitting all his lines. He's not doing anything weird on the mic. He's been very good. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Solo is good on the mic. He's good in his role. He's funny. He's entertaining. He's doing a great job all around. So let's give Solo his flowers. No, he got a lot of hate earlier in the year. Got a lot of hate, but the truth of the matter is he's been great. He's been great in his role. So Solo, I love you. All right. I don't love you as much as Jacob, but I appreciate your work, Solo. I do. Now let's talk about what's happening on NXT. So we have a new champion, by the way, in NXT, right? Good old talented Fallon Henley. I'm happy for Fallon. She's great. She's deserved this position she's gotten. She deserves everything she gets right now. She's such a reliable worker. She's been putting in the work. She's around there in NXT just to help Shawn Michaels. She's a veteran at this point. She's a main roster talent. She's there just helping out Shawn Michaels. Her and Dixie Jane, and they rewarded her with the belt, so that's good for her. Let's talk about the show. Gave him a rating. I said about a 7 for NXT. That was fine. For Halloween Havoc, I thought it was a good show overall. Solid stuff. Nothing to write home about. Nothing too interesting happened, which I predicted. If you listen to my last stream for NXT, I said that the only thing compelling here would be the women's matches, because that's the stuff that had the actual angles, right? Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. I thought Trick Williams would be winning and wrapping up that storyline. I thought Tony D would be beating Obafemi, wrapping up that storyline. I thought Chase was going to beat what's his face, Ridge Holland. That didn't happen, but ultimately, that's kind of like wrapping up that storyline. That's the last of that feud, right? So a lot of storylines were ending, but unfortunately, those storylines were not that compelling. So it's ending, and I didn't really care about it that much anyway, right? It wasn't that exciting, right? Whereas the women, what's happening with Julia and Stephanie? Will there be any friction there? What's going to happen with Zarya? Is she going to get involved? Is Kalani Jordan going to drop the belt? Is Zarya going to attack her after the match? There's more angles, more storyline stuff for the women than for the men this time around. That was interesting to me. Let's talk about the actual matches. So let's talk about Tony D against Obafemi. This is a fun match. A lot of good action. A lot of great spots. It was that really great table spot where you put Tony D through the table like this. It was really, really good. Fun stuff. There was a moment where Rizzo comes down to the ring, and then he kind of tried to go after her. Then he gets speared through the ladder. That was a good spot. My only problem with the match was the conclusion. I get they wanted to protect Oba, which they did, but it's kind of silly to have Obafemi lose by basically getting jumped by a gang. That's what happened, right? The Tony D family. What does that do for Tony D that he needs like 4 people to jump him? it's kind of a weird ending. You'd be better off having Tony D win more, not clean, but more in a way that made him seem like he won 101. Like it seemed like it was like you got jumped in. You got jumped. That we lost. It doesn't help Tony D's perception. It doesn't help his look to be getting jumped to help to need his family members to help beat up Obafemi. It was a little too much. The ending was a little bit too wasn't the best, but ultimately what happened was going to happen. Tony D was going to retain. It was he just took all 4 members of the family. Was it 4 of them or 3 of them? I think it was 4 of them, including Rizzo. Kind of weird. But let's just end the storyline here. No more. Let's end it. Obafemi, move on from Tony D for the love of God. Move on to other people. I don't want to see you wrestling Tony D ever again, honestly. Leave the family. Family's not my favorite. They're just not my favorite. I don't want to see Obafemi interacting with him anymore. Move on, sir. Kind sir, move on from the family, all right? Let Tony D wrestle who? Tavion Heights. Maybe you do a heel Alexa King. I don't know. But not Obafemi anymore. Let Obafemi chase Trick Williams, whatever. But it's a fun match. I just didn't love the end. That's all. The ending wasn't the best, but it's a fun match. Now, as far as the next match, so here's the thing. Pro Wrestling 101, all right? Pro Wrestling 101. The second match on the card will probably have the least important story beat, all right? Typically. The second match after the opener is really not the biggest match in terms of storyline, in terms of impact. So when I saw this match was going to be the second match, I thought, oh, okay, we're not going to get a big story beat here. So I figured there wouldn't be a big angle. So if Stephanie was going to turn here, this would not be the second match, is all I'm saying. So you can determine how eventful a match will be or how eventful a storyline will be depending on the placement on the card. So I figured this would just be a standard tag team match where the babyfaces won. That's what happened. It's a fun match. Really good stuff. I thought Cora Jade did it well. She did good enough. Roxanne did really well. I thought Stephanie was amazing as always. And Julia was awesome. I thought they had Roxanne in the ring most of the time to do all the one-on-one work. I don't know if that's an indictment on Cora Jade in the ring or they just kind of wanted her to take it easy because of her injury. She came back from an injury, ACL. But Cora Jade was on the outside most of the time, and Roxanne was cooking in the ring against Julia and Stephanie. There was a segment of the match where Roxanne and Stephanie were in the ring, and they were cooking. I was like, okay, here we go. This is what we wanted to see. They were going back and forth. They were trading submissions, trading pins, and bridge combinations. Very cool to see. 2 great workers. Stephanie, I say all the time, she's of a different level. She's a S tier performer. She's on a level with Bianca and Io Sky. Like, she's amazing. If you're ranking the top 5 women in the world in the ring, she'd be in the conversation. That's how good she is. So she's on another level. Another level beyond Julia and the Roxanne Perez's of the world. That's just how it is. But I will say, like I said on Twitter, Julia is very good in the ring, great worker, and she's been cooking in her WWE run. No botches, no mistakes, great emotion, great charisma, hitting all her spots, not putting a foot wrong. Julia has been great. So just I want to make that clear. Even though Stephanie has that style, that flair, and she's just awesome. She's amazing. She's top tier in the ring. Stephanie is. Julia has been holding her own and really been showing up well in the ring. I just want to say that. So Cora Jade comes out there, got these two together. Some people are comparing this to Thunder Rosa's look. I don't know if that was her inspiration, but it looked like Thunder Rosa's look. And then you had Julia with her look here, all looking great, of course. This is a very fun match, all around. Now, Julia came out last in the entrance, which just goes to show you her positioning in the storyline. Julia is the babyface. She is the main character of the story here. Let's be clear. I know some Julia fans were panicking. Oh my God, they're forgetting about Julia. They've moved on to Stephanie. No, they have not. Julia is the main character of the storyline. She's the top babyface here. Stephanie will probably turn heel down the road. This is Julia's storyline. She's the top storyline. She's the top character here. She's the main character. All right. So no worries for the folks that were worried. All right. Julia is still top priority here. There's a little bit of miscommunication between Cora Jade and Stephanie, but it didn't really hurt the match. It was still fine. I just thought it was a very good match, very fun. Zarya came out there in the end. That was interesting. When I saw that, I thought, okay, is Zarya going to be entering the top title chase? Is she entering the top storyline on the brand? That'd be interesting. I wouldn't do it. I think that would be a mistake. I'd rather Zarya go for the mid card because there's too many bodies in the chase for the top title right now. So I think it makes more sense for her to chase the mid card belt. And we saw that later on that she's kind of like, we don't know what's going on with Zarya. She's kind of mystery. She's just hovering over the entire women's division. Is she going after both belts? Is she kind of going after Fallon Henley now? We don't know. Is she heel? Is she face? She's a mystery. We'll wait and see how things play out. But I just thought we weren't going to get a big story beat here. And we didn't. The storyline coming out of this match is Stephanie pinned Roxanne Perez. Go look at the tweet that WWE put out when they put out the highlight of the pin. It just says Stephanie pins Roxanne. So that's a talking point. That's what we're supposed to focus on. We're supposed to focus on the fact that Stephanie pinned Roxanne, which tells me Stephanie's not the number one contender. She'll probably have a match against Roxanne Perez, maybe at the ECW arena, maybe in like what the week after next. No, what next Tuesday? Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I think is the ECW Old Arena. So maybe we'll have that match there. Roxanne against Stephanie. In a way that's been booked, I think Stephanie's going to lose. They're presenting Stephanie and Julia on the same level, right? So because of that, I now believe that Stephanie will lose her title match against Roxanne. Probably similar to the way Julia did. She'll be screwed. She'll lose. And then you may have to do a triple threat down the line or something like that. I don't know. But I don't believe Stephanie will beat Roxanne Perez. I think Stephanie will still be chasing along with Julia, and Roxanne and Cora Jade will still be that heel team up, a heel team that is kind of like resisting their push, or like trying to push them back, keep them at bay for as long as they can, while Julia and Stephanie keep chomping at the bit, nipping at the heels to get that title. We'll see how it goes though, but I do believe she will lose. No wonder Tony Khan is mad. Stephanie's amazing. Oh, you were at the show. I forgot you were, Solar. She's right above your section. That's awesome. Got a picture of her from where you're at, from where you're sitting. Zarya should be Liv's heater. That's what Roxanne, sir. That's what Roxanne Perez, not Roxanne. That's what Raquel Rodriguez should be doing. That's Raquel's job. She's supposed to be the heater for Liv Morgan. How's that going? You tell me. But yeah, Liv Morgan has a heater. It's supposed to be Raquel. Zarya, it's like Walter. Yeah, she's like the Gunther or like the Obafemi of the women's division in NXT. She's not gonna lose anytime soon. So she's gonna be like the Obafemi equivalent, basically. Dominant force that doesn't lose any at all. She may get that title off of Fallon Henley eventually. She may win the Iron Survivor. In fact, if she's in the Iron Survivor, she'll probably win it. I wonder how they're going to book that. Do you think they put Zarya, Julia, and Stephanie all in the Iron Survivor? That'd be crazy. But yeah, Zarya is going to go on an undefeated streak here. I think it's better to keep her in the mid card because have her in the same arena. And I mean that metaphorically. Have her in the same space as Roxanne, Cora Jade, Julia, and Stephanie. That's a little bit too many names, too many bodies. Better have her in the mid card, dominating there, than to have her in the top title scene. Let her be the Obafemi of the mid card first. That'll give her a lot of bodies to beat up. Have her face Sol Ruka. Have her face Fatal Influence. Have her face Jada Parker or Lola Vice or Carmen Petrovich or Tatum Paxley. Let her face the mid card. Let her dominate there. Win the NXT North American Women's Championship, and then later on, when she loses it, I guess, then she go for the top title. I don't know. Stephanie wins Iron Survivor. I can see all three of them winning it. Like, nothing would surprise me. It wouldn't shock me if Stephanie won. Wouldn't shock me if Julia won. Wouldn't be surprised if Zarya won. It's a very fun time to be an NXT fan for the women's division. Anything can happen. It's all a possibility, really. I do believe Stephanie will lose her first title match against Roxanne Perez. They're going to keep Stephanie and Julia on the same par right now, I think. What's the next big NXT? Oh yeah, Deadline. We'll see what happens. There's a long time. There's like a long time between now and Deadline, though. There's a long time. There's like I wonder if it's a TV. I know we have a TV special for the ECW show. Is there another TV special between the now and Deadline? Probably. Maybe Thanksgiving thing. I don't know. We'll see what they do with the TV specials. But I think the next NXT PLE is in December, which is Deadline. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, they don't have a location yet. I thought they'd do that. I thought at the Halloween Havoc they would announce the location of Deadline. They did not do that. Zarya gets an open family type reign. Yeah, I think so as well. Rhea is a Gunther of the women's division. Well, Rhea got laid out a couple times by Nia Jax. Go back and look at that Nia Jax feud and lead up to the Chamber PLE, her hometown PLE. She was getting squashed by Nia Jax every week. That was like the one time she was looking weak. So folks say Rhea Ripley doesn't look weak. That was the time they did it. He had Nia Jax squashing her every damn Raw to build up to the whole I'm a kick out of the Annihilator. That was a obnoxious kick out, by the way. Now I will say Bayley did the same thing later on, but when she kicked out of the Annihilator, I was like, okay, Triple H. Okay, Triple H. I see where this is going. Rhea Ripley is a monster. But yeah, she got squashed by Nia Jax a bunch of times on Raw in lead up to that match. But yeah, I'm so impressed with Julia and Stephanie, of course. Like this, she's amazing. Stephanie is. Julia's been doing great. Great workers, great talents. NXT's cooking. I can't say enough about the women's division. The men's division, not so much, but the women are killing it. Okay, they're killing it. Let's move on to Chase U's Andre Chase against Ridge Holland. Okay, this match was fine. I'll admit I didn't care that much about this match. I thought Mr. Chase would win. That did not happen. They gave it to Ridge Holland. Now I did believe if Ridge Holland was going to win, I thought, okay, they're going to have him win this and push him to the main scene, or the main card, not main card, but the top title chase. Maybe Trick Williams needs heels to face off against. So if you have him win this, he wins this feud, then he then goes after Trick Williams, then it makes sense. And at the end of this show, we saw he did go after Trick Williams. So I was kind of right there. I was kind of right. So yeah, that is the direction for Ridge Holland. I thought it was a fine match. It was okay. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. It was a good match, good stuff, good action. But the interesting thing here was that Ridge Holland was going after Bubba Ray or Bully Ray, however you want to say it, causing a scene, and this led to the end of the show. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that during the main event. What happened there? But anyway, Ridge Holland was getting into face of Bubba Ray, and this is going to lead to a tag match at the old ECW arena. So look forward to that. When it will be Bubba Ray teaming up with Trick Williams, I believe, but we'll see. It's not confirmed yet. Not confirmed. But anyway, throws Andre Chase into the damn ambulance. He wins. Good for him. It was a fine match. I'm not hating on it. It was fine. It was decent. I didn't love it. It was fine. The thoughts on the match? Did you like it more than I did? I thought it was fine. Ace. Andre Chase could not get the job done. He could not get the job done, folks. He already booked. He already fantasy booked Zarya against Rhea Ripley. If you don't know, Rhea Ripley friends with Zarya. Zarya trained at the same place Rhea Ripley trained. She went to the same promotion Rhea Ripley came through in Australia, so they're very much friends. So if that tells you what you got, can you imagine if Zarya gets a strong push as well? You won't hear any of it. The Rhea Ripley haters will really be upset. Oh, now he's pushing her friend Zarya. Oh, great! Now you have two Aussies getting pushed hard by Triple H. Triple H, get a grip. I can only imagine the narrative if Zarya got a big time push as well. I think she's gonna get it in NXT. I think she's gonna get it. Triple H loves his Aussies. When do you get to bully TNA for not pushing Joe Hendry? Joe Hendry is getting pushed. Don't you worry. It's frustrating the way they're going about it, but he's going to get his moment. Like, that's going to happen. He's going to be champion. That's clear. Kind of similar to Cody Rhodes thing. Folks want it now. I don't blame them for wanting it to happen at Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is the biggest show for TNA, so you would think they do it there. But he's going to get his big moment. He will be champion for a long time. That's going to happen. So it's just about wanting it now. But don't worry, Joe Hendry will be champion. It just depends on when they do it. That's all. Joshi stands won't be happy. Well, you know, it is what it is. Joshi stands are never happy about anything. Aussies and Joshis. Coming to the E next year. Joe Hendry has his contract doesn't end until next year, late next year, I think. We'll see. He'll be champion. Don't you worry. He'll be champion. I'm convinced. Can't convince me otherwise. He's gonna be champion. Joe Hendry will be champion in TNA. They're not stupid. That's going to happen. Jordan Grace got her contract reduced, but I don't think Joe Hendry did. I think Joe Hendry will be champion in that company. Do you think Roxanne will be booked by Triple H on the main roster? Oh, how do you think? I think she'll be booked similar to Lyra, which is why I think they need a mid-card belt. I think they need a mid-card belt. Roxanne Perez, she's short in stature. She's great in the ring, but she's kind of short. Triple H loves his bigger girls. He loves Joshis. He loves Joshis and he loves bigger girls. So, she needs either of those things. Well, I think she needs a mid-card belt to chase before they push her to the top title scene. Because I don't think they have her there anytime soon. Well, I'm hoping they bring a mid-card belt for the women's division. Because I think that's what's going to help people like Roxanne. It's going to help people like Lyra. It's going to help Kiana James. Folks from NXT getting called up are really going to benefit from the mid-card belt, but they don't have one yet. I think she'll be booked solid, though. Like, she'll be booked strong for the most part. No worse than Lyra. Same level of strength. Lyra went to the damn PLE and had a match against Nia Jax. So that level of booking, Lyra, pretty strong for NXT call-up. Lyra is. Tiffany's not booked that strong. If you look at Tiffany's match win record, she loses everything. But she had that briefcase. And typically, historically, when you have the briefcase, you lose a lot, right? Because ultimately, you have the briefcase, so you can lose. You can afford to lose. But Tiffany loses a lot. Check it out. Let me see. Cage match. Let me go to cage match real quick. Tiffany stay losing. If it'll open up. Jordan Grace will be on the main roster in the mid card at first, I think. Not working. Okay, cage match. Never mind. Oh, wait, it pulled up. She has a very good cage match rating. That's impressive. That's impressive for cage match. I thought those people were like snobby towards WWE talent. Yeah, 8.5, 8.25. That's high for WWE in cage match. What's website not working for some reason? Anyway, she loses a lot. Trust me. You just gotta take my word for it. She loses a lot. She takes a lot of L's. Strong. She's athletic. She's a bigger girl, so she gets pushed better than others. Roxanne be fine. Like a Lyra type booking, I think. Let's move on to the next match, which is going to be the gauntlet match. So it was spinner's choice. They spun, got winner's choice or spinner's choice. So they chose a gauntlet match, which was kind of smart. So Klein Jordan had to face Jasmine Nix, Izzy Jane, and Fallon Henley to retain her title. She put up a good effort. I love Klein Jordan as a talent. She's great in the ring. I'd love to see her face Stephanie Faker. That'd be a great match. In terms of athleticism and just like pure talent. Even though she didn't have the experience, she had that talent. And I love to see that matchup. But anyway, this was a good match. Fine match. She took out Jasmine. She took out JC Jane. But ultimately, she lost to Fallon Henley. Good run for Kalani Jordan. She had like 5 or 6 title defenses. I'm happy that they're rewarding Fallon Henley for her good work. Again, she's there just to help out Shawn Michaels. She is a veteran presence. She is a main roster talent. Very good in the ring. You saw that match. She was very good and moved very well. She's very good. She's a good all-around good wrestler. Solid all-around. Just like JC Jane. Good stuff. She may even better. She may even be better than JC Jane. So credit to her. Good stuff. She wins. Champion for the first time. For first time single champion in NXT. And then she got destroyed by Zarya. So she didn't really have a time to celebrate her win. She got destroyed immediately. So what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? I don't know. Is Zarya going to be in the mid card? Maybe. She's going to be chasing Fallon Henley? Maybe. We'll see what happens. I have no idea yet. But yeah, we'll see. Thoughts on this match? Oh yeah, 7 if you include. Yeah, that's true. That's technically JC Jane and Jasmine were title offenses. So yeah, those count. So yeah, that's a lot. She had a good run. Zarya has a good look. She does. She has a very good look. I'm impressed. Jordan Grace might be the inaugural mid-card champ. I love that. You think Punk? Well, yeah, that's true. First of all, they're high on Julia and Stephanie, but they're also high on Roxanne and Cora Jade. The company loves them. They have a lot of support from the company. Clearly, if you see by this damn booking, so they'll be fine. Cora Jade, she's going to have every opportunity to succeed. They love her, and they really like Roxanne. Clearly, based on this title run. So whether it's Roxanne, whether it's Cora Jade, they're going to get every opportunity to succeed. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about other people, but not them. They'll be fine. Triple H. They like those two talent. They like those. They're fans. Zarya got Killer Cross TNA theme song. Did she? Velvet Dream needs to come back to NXT. Good luck with that one. Velvet Dream ain't coming nowhere near NXT anytime soon, I don't think. But I could be wrong. Yes, I'm a fan of Zarya's look. I'm a fan of her in ring. I'm a fan of her like cross reverse body F5. Goes the other direction with it. Cool look. Cool finisher for her. So good stuff. Will she be chasing Fallon Henley? Is she a face? Is she a tweener? Is she a heel? I don't know that. But yeah, this was good stuff. Now, some people say Fallon Henley might be a transitional champion. If she is, that's fine. Again, she's there to help Shawn Michaels. She's a main roster talent already. She's not there to develop. She's not there to have long reigns. She's there to help out as a vet. So I'm not worried about that, really. If her reign is short, it's fine. She's getting called up. No more NXT after this, right? Next draft, she's going up. Her and JC Jane are both going up. they've done enough in NXT. They helped enough. They're going up to the main roster in the draft, I think. But yeah, good run for Klein Jordan. She did what she had to do. No complaints there. Good stuff from her. Oh yeah, I forgot did you guys see that knee from Julia? I forgot to talk about that. She had like a fantastic knee that landed square on Cora Jade's freaking chin. Good stuff from her. You guys remember Kneegate, where people were complaining about her knee placement on Chelsea Green? Well, this landed flush on Cora Jade's jaw. Well done. Where can I find that? Where can I find that? Where can I find that knee from Julia? I'm sure I tweeted it. Let's see. Here, I use this. I use this to show it. Let's use. Here's a meme of it. Boom. Wasted. Look at that placement. Boom. Good stuff. Well done. Great sell. Landed flush. No complaints there. No annoying IWC tweets about that one. That was a very good knee. Wasted. Good stuff. I thought the women did a pretty good job all around. No complaints, really. We'll see what happens with Zarya. We'll see what happens with that Roxanne Perez Stephanie match. If that's going to happen at the old the old ECW arena, we'll see. But yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff. Now let's talk about the last match, which was the main event. Trick Williams against Ethan Page. Fine match. I will say I thought this match was going to like take it to another gear, like go to another level, but kind of ended before that. I feel like this match needed another 5-10 minutes of like great action or ramp it up, but it never really went there. The finish was kind of anticlimactic. There's some good spots there though. He went into the table. He had that's the end of the match, but I thought it was some solid stuff in here. It's a brutal spot where he got slammed onto the ladders. But Trick Williams got slammed onto the steel ladders. That was a good spot. Overall, I thought this match was lacking in the finish. I thought it'd be a little bit more like another step to go. It's important to remember that Trick Williams is still learning. Like, he needs to develop, right? He's developing in the ring. He's the perfect person that needs to be in NXT. Trick Williams is not the best in the ring. He's coming along. But yeah, this match was just fine to me. It wasn't the best. They had some good moments though. It was fun. I just wanted the ending to have a little bit more juice. A little bit more juice for the ending, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It was fine. It was a solid match. Trick Williams had blood coming out of his mouth. I believe it was probably fake. I'm pretty sure it was. Because that was the whole storyline. He needed to taste his own blood. So he tasted his own blood in the match. So it happened. Good for you, Trick Williams. Good story beat there. Paid off. Ethan Page lost. It was a fun match. I'm not complaining about it. I just wanted it to be a little bit more interesting in the end. Not as brutal. Yeah, that's probably what it was. It needed to be more brutal, I think. Could kind of build it up to be something that's going to be like Hell's Playground, right? It's going to be I got a devil inside of me. It's going to be a big brutal match, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't that brutal. It wasn't that brutal. It was just fine. And in the end, after he beats him, and hit his finisher, then you had Ridge Holland come out there, and Ridge Holland attacked Trick Williams. He then went toe-to-toe with Ethan Page. Ethan Page then said, hey, well, if you want it so bad, attack him. Show me how it's done. So he then tried to attack Trick Williams, and that's when Ray Dudley came out to help Trick Williams, because Ridge Holland had been talking so much crap the entire show, came out there to help Trick Williams. Now we have a tag match being set up here clearly, where Trick Williams will team up with Bubba Ray Dudley against Ethan Page and Ridge Holland. That'll be a main event match for the show, I'm sure, at the ECW arena. Do I want to see Stephanie against Roxanne there? I think so. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun atmosphere for that match. Do it there. Have Roxanne defend against Stephanie there. That'll be another match. Would that be main event? No. It'll be Trick Williams and Bubba Ray Dudley at the main event. So get used to that, folks. That's going to be the main event. But overall, solid show, fun segments, fun spots, good action. More compelling stuff from the women. That's more compelling, but the men did fine. I won't complain. Won't complain that much. Would you rather they do a Evolution or another Mae Young Classic? With people from TNA, Mark Gold, and Indies, do a Mae Classic. I prefer a Mae Classic. The all-women PLE, I'd rather them have more women's matches on the existing PLEs than have a separate PLE. Just put more women's matches on the PLEs in general. But I like the idea for Mae Classic. I like that. Do that. Oh yeah, it is going up against AEW, isn't it? They're gonna load it up. They're gonna load it up with more stuff. Isn't there like a match between? Oh yeah, Lola Vites against Jada Parker with a special guest referee. That's for the show as well, right? Is that this Tuesday or next Tuesday? It's next Tuesday. It's the AEW Arena. Lola Vites against Jada Parker. Devon against RVD. That'd be great. That'd be cool. But what would be the ideal main event? It'll probably be Trick and Bubba Ray Dudley. Unfortunately, I know you guys may not love that, but that's probably the main event. Don Marie. That's the main event. Yeah, that's the special guest referee, Don Marie. He's super over. Trick Williams is super over. Or at least the interest is. He's super over, so. Yeah, I don't really hate the idea of him main eventing. That's the face of the company. Trick Williams is the face of the company. The face of the company is going to have main events. That's just how it is. Definitely, Roxanne will be a good match. It will not be the main event. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do for that show, but they got to make it like a big deal. Because, yeah, going up against AEW, so it's going to be on Wednesday. So they're changing nights to go up against AEW. Well, not to go. They're doing it because of election, I believe, right? Election coverage. So it only makes sense to have it on the Wednesday. It'll be the big show. They're going to load it up with a bunch of AEW. I can't say AEW because of the W. ECW talent. A bunch of ECW talent will be there. Or like former talent, you know what I mean. Like folk that wrestled for ECW in the past. Like Don Marie. Like Bubba Ray. Undertaker. Undertaker might be too busy. He might be tired coming off of the election campaign because like he out there campaigning for well, I'll take it back. He's not out there doing anything that I know of. I just know he's being very politically active right now. So we'll see if he may be busy. He may be busy. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Undertaker. But maybe Mick Foley. I don't know. We'll see. There's options. Paul Heyman. Did Paul Heyman show up? You would think so, right? You would think Paul Heyman shows up. Would that ruin the storyline? Because right now he would be like out because of the bloodline. Will it be too much for him to show up? Oba got called up. Since when? Who said that? Did Oba get called up? Who said that? That's news to me. I will say, if you don't want Oba Femi, who's reporting that? Oh, okay. These jokers. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. But it would make sense from this respect. If he's outgrown the NXT North American title, right? If he's outgrown it, but at the same time, You don't want him to be challenging Trick Williams because that would mess up Trick Williams. You don't want him to lose to Trick Williams, right? It could make sense to call him up to the main roster instead of having like in the mid card just doing nothing, right? You don't want him to be up against Trick Williams, okay? Because he'll have to win probably. He'll have to win. So you don't want him to face Trick Williams, all right? Don't want him against Tony D anymore, or like fondling away in the damn mid card. You can call him up. That kind of makes sense. Do I buy it? No, I don't buy it just yet. Maybe it'll happen, but I don't buy it. We'll see. Take it with a grain of salt. That'd be big for him though. Huge for him. I think Triple H is a big fan. I'm sure he's a big fan. He had a. Didn't he recently have a match where Triple H was watching him? Oh yeah, the CW show. So on the CW premiere, he wrestled. Or was it the second week? Either one. Triple H was there. He had words for him backstage. I can find that. Triple H. Oba. Media. If I could hear this. So he was backstage talking to Oba here. That mean anything? No, but something to think about, I guess. Raw is loaded. I mean, let's see, Raw. Well, there are more bodies to wrestle on Raw. Yeah, I guess. Oba against LA Knight, Oba against Andrade, Oba against Carmelo Hayes. That could all be great stuff. But we're thinking too far. I'm not convinced this is happening. I'm not convinced yet. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. Well, I'm not saying it's not happening. I just take it with a grain of salt. That's what I'm saying. Take it with a grain of salt. That'd be huge for Oba for me. I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. Again, if you're not going to chase Trick Williams, then what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? Is that the only person reporting that? Anyone else reporting that? Any reputable source? Let's see. Let me check Reddit real quick. No, it's the same source. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's legit. But that'd be huge for him. Huge. That's an interesting. That's a fair point, Pedro. Him replacing Ilya, because Ilya got injured. That could work. That's a spot that opened up with his injury, I guess. I think promos are solid for the main roster. Oba Femi, solid enough for the main roster. In ring is definitely ready. I think he can go now. But we'll see. Anything else? So overall, NXT solid show, SmackDown solid show. Raw tonight. What's happening on Raw? What's happening on Raw? Raw is going to be Vacant taking on Dominic Mysterio. Okay, will probably be Damian Priest, former world champion. It sounds like it's too obvious that it's going to be Damian Priest. Sounds too obvious. Like my storytelling brain is telling me that it's someone else because they're hiding it. Take on a former world champion that's been on your ass for the last few months. That's so obvious and typical, right? It probably is, but I think that's weak. Like, why hide it for us? He's been feuding with him for months. Like, what are we doing here? That's weird. Seth Rollins is live. What else? Sheamus against Ludwig Kaiser. That'd be a good match. Vegas against Vegas. Zelina Vega. Added Zelina and Vegas together. Vegas. Zelina Vega against Ivy Nile. This would be fine. It's a match. Am I interested? Not really, but I'm looking forward to seeing them work in the ring. Give this a chance for Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile to cook. Good for them. Fallout between Braun Breaker and Jey Uso. Okay, so Jey Uso going to be saying, hey, now remember, this takes place, if you're somebody that saw the spoilers, it takes place before that, so keep that in mind with your storytelling brain. This took place before what happens on next week's Friday, so next week Friday. The tape SmackDown coming up, this happened before that, so to keep that in mind. So Braun Breaker will be taking a look at Jey Uso in the ring, maybe face off. I don't know. Maybe nothing. Just talk about the fallout. So will the bloodline be there? Will you see Jacob? Will you see Solo Sikoa? Maybe. Hopefully this is a good match. I'm hoping this is good. Come on, ladies, cook in the ring for us. This will be good. This will be fine. Probably calling out Bronson Reed. Yeah, this Raw is not looking that compelling. Not looking that fire. I mean, it's all fine. This is gonna ride on the Crown Jewel builds. Cause remember, this is the last live show before Crown Jewel, so Nia Jax probably there, Liv, Tiffany, maybe Bianca and Jade, maybe. Even though that match is kind of set in stone, right? In fact, I'll probably say Bianca and Jade don't be there. I don't think they're gonna be there. No Bianca, no Jade, but Nia, maybe. Tiffany, Liv, Rhea, Raquel, that maybe Cody and Gunther. I don't know. We'll see. PFC with a backstage segment with Sky Pirates, that makes sense. It already had last Monday they had Sky Pirates facing off against Liv and Raquel. So they're slowly building towards that War Games match. So you could have Sky Pirates against Io and Kyrie, like a backstage segment. I say Sky Pirates against Io and Kyrie. I meant PFC against Io and Kyrie backstage. That'll lead to the eventual return of Dakota Kai. So I'm thinking after they lose to Bianca and Jade in that match, Io and Kyrie will team up with Dakota Kai again. So what main events Raw? Probably gonna be decided during the show. None of this stuff. So nothing here with main event. It'll be decided during the show. There'll be like a promo segment that open the show. That'll lead to the main event. Maybe if I had to guess, it'll probably involve Jay. Maybe Jay versus. Yeah, I don't know. Jay is a Raw superstar technically. I don't know. We'll see. It'll probably be random. To set it up during the show. For Raw, not looking that exciting, but stuff happens during the show that will make the show compelling. We'll see. We will see. All right, folks, what you got for wrapping up the stream? War Games feels rushed. It does every year. After Crown Jewel, expect Dakota Kai to return. They're right into the War Games build. It'll be Team Rhea against Team Liv. Be Rhea with maybe Lyra, I don't know. Rhea and Dakota and Kyrie and Io, but not one other person, taking on Liv, Raquel, and PFC probably. Because PFC hasn't been doing anything. They're on the back burner. So they may be giving them the War Games match. So Remember, Dakota Kai was injured by PFC, taken out by PFC. So that's there waiting for them. That feud is waiting for them. All right, that's there for them. So we'll see what happens though. Opening segment leads to a main event match. Yep, probably. Rhea against Raquel. That's something Raquel will have to initiate because Raquel she's been getting embarrassed. It's been a mistake in my part. In my opinion, I think Raquel should have been booked way stronger than she is, but maybe tonight she'll be booked to look strong against Rhea Ripley. Probably not. Who do I have winning the Goddess Tag? So I haven't been paying attention that much to the Goddess Tag leagues. I'll probably predict. I have no clue. I have no clue who's going to win that thing. Not Hazuki and Koguma. Not them. They'll probably lose this time around. I don't think they're going to win it. So I'm hoping that Hazuki and her will break up. I'm hoping. I don't see that tag team continue because I want to see Hazuki turn heel. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at some of these teams. Maybe they'll make it up to freaking Natsuko and have her win. Who's you teaming with? I don't remember. Let's see. She thinks you're teaming with Ruka. Yeah, that's the match. So Team BMI 2000. Got Micah and Hanako. Yeah, that's likely. No, Micah already won the the 5-star. The 5-star GP. No. Who will Bianca opponent in WrestleMania 41? Not Jade. Charlotte Flair, or unfortunately, it'll be another tag team match. So Charlotte Flair or a tag team match, not Jade. But yeah, since they embarrassed Natsuko Tora in the when she lost the red belt, I see her winning the I can see them winning the Goddess League match tournament. Bianca and Naomi. If Naomi's a heel, they could do Bianca and Bailey. Can you imagine? Follow me on this fantasy booking. Follow me here. Bianca is a face. Naomi turns heel. Jade turns heel. Bianca and Bailey have to come together. Bianca and Bailey have to form a unit and have to find common ground to take on Naomi and Jade. That's a compelling storyline. That's interesting. That would be intriguing. That's must-see TV. Will it happen? It's a non-title match at that point. It's yeah, I don't know. Could it happen like Saturday night main event? Sure, maybe. Is that a Mania main event or a Mania match? I don't think so. Probably not. But it'd be interesting to have Naomi turn heel, Jade turn heel. They team up. Bianca and Bailey have to find common ground. Now that I said that, probably should happen. Assuming there's no like Royal Rumble victory in Jade Cargill's future here. Assuming they're not doing anything with the top titles, I could see that being a feud. Bianca and Bailey taking on Naomi and Jade Cargill. But not Mania, no. I don't see that. Bianca and Bailey have to come together. So no Bianca versus Bailey. That'd be played out. But Bianca and Bailey are teaming up. That's something different. That's never happened in all of their history. Bianca and Bailey have been feuding from the get-go. Imagine the storyline, Bianca and Bailey have to come together. That's new. That's fresh. That's different. That's compelling. Never seen it before. That could work if done right. That's like a one hell of a storyline. Damn, now I want to see it. Can you imagine the actual writing for Bianca and Bayley segments? That's good. Go from enemies to we're going to eventually come together to take on these two heels that are now on the bad side, on the dark side. That could work really well. Wow. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Bianca and Bayley come together. It's good stuff. That's good stuff. Will it happen? Probably not. Now I can get out of my head. Agreed, Boss Wrench. I agree with you. Boss Wrench, I agree with you. So Ruka is in like no man's land with the booking in NXT. No title in her future, I don't think. But I believe she gets called up next. By next, I mean, well, technically, I could see her being called up before. The same thing with Tiffany before the draft. I can see it. But she's getting called up next year without a title win. She's ready to go now. She's exciting. She's been in TNA. She had a little TNA run here recently. I think So Ruka gets called up to the main roster next year. If you could pick two people from NXT and Marigold to switch for 2 months on excursion, who would it be? I would send Victoria Yuzuki. I'd send her to NXT. I give her a 2-month run in NXT. Have Victoria wrestle up against like a. Have her wrestle JC Jane. Have her wrestle Roxanne Perez. Have her wrestle against the talent on the come up in PC. That'd be fun for her. So yeah, Victoria Yuzuki in NXT. I'd have who else from Marigold roster? Besides Victoria Yuzuki, what I have in WWE. Let me see the roster real quick. Let me take a look at the roster. I feel like I'm blanking on obvious names. Like I can see Mariah. I can see what I want. I only have one option beyond that. Who's signed to the roster? Because Mozilla is not. She's technically a freelancer. Sari is a freelancer. They're not signed. So Victoria Yuzuki, send her to NXT, and then I'd send. Correct, Utami. Send her to NXT as well. So you have Utami in NXT, have Victoria Yuzuki in NXT, right? And then I would send. Who I send to Marigold? The two I would send probably be Oruka and I'd send Thea Hale. Let Thea go over there to cook. Thea's very underrated. Let her go over there and cook a little bit. So Ruka, Thea Hale, and then maybe Kalani Jordan. There's so many options. But there's more options for NXT, I think. But for Marigold, Victoria Yuzuki, and Utami, send them to Kendall Gray. That'd be fun. Well, Scarlet Kid is not in Marigold. And if you ask me who from Stardom I would send, that's a different story. From Stardom, I would send Mayu is like the obvious answer. I'd probably send Saya Kamatani. I send her over there. Let her cook in NXT for a little bit. So Saya, I'd send Azumi. Those two. Then Saya Kamatani, send Azumi. from Stardom, and then I send Soruka over, and I send Connie Jordan. Yeah, those are two. Let those two athletes go over there and cook. But bring me Saya Kamatani, bring me Izumi, and because Mayu is kind of obvious. I'm not gonna pick out Mayu. So Goto, she will be over. But I'm not the biggest fan of Chika. No offense, I'm not the biggest fan of her in the ring. Chika Goto is fun. She's a fan favorite. She's not my favorite in the ring. She would try to do the Jada Parker. You know what? Put Chika Goto against Jada Parker. She keeps trying to do her finisher, not her finisher, but her signature move. That little go to the corner and put her ass down into the chest of her opponent. Keeps doing that and not doing it well. So I have her face Jada Parker, so Jada Parker can show her how to do it right. So that's a match. Jada Parker against Chika Goto. Have Jada Parker put her ass right down in Chika Goto's stomach and be hilarious. But yeah, Victoria Uzuki, she's my favorite talent in Mario Gold, so I'd send her to NXT for sure. But yeah, Stardom, Saya Kamatani, and Izumi from Stardom. For sure. You need Stardom to work with WWE? Well, unfortunately, that's never going to happen. Well, not never. But right now, Bushiroad is working with AEW, so for those of you who don't know, Bushiroad is the parent company of Stardom and New Japan, so that's not happening. Unfortunately, I'd love to see Stardom mix it up with WWE, but that's not happening. You're better off with having Stardom talent leave there to go to Marigold. Like the rumor that Mayu will leave Stardom to go to Marigold, that's a rumor, right? Better off having that happen and having people travel to Japan than having like Stardom talent mixing it up with the WWE talent. Unfortunately, I'm sorry it has to be that way. I would love it for it to be more open, but unfortunately, because of relationship and because of tribalism, WWE will not be working with Stardom. But they can always try to steal their talent, not steal, but sign their talent. I think if Mayu goes to Marigold, maybe a freelancer, but whatever. If you go to Marigold and signs, we could get an EO against Mayu for sure. Probably the money match. You can have that's the match. That's it. Mayu against EO. That's the match. Will it happen? Probably not. Soruga, Tatum, Fatal Influence. We called Tatum. Oh yes, Fatal Influence. Yes, except for Jasmine Nix. Jasmine Nix will stay. Tatum. It depends. If you want to pair her with Lyra, call her up. If not, she stays. Do not call her up without a plan. If the plan is for Lyra to team with Tatum on the main roster, call her up. If not, stay in NXT. She's fine. She's over like Rover. Soruka against Natsumi Suzuki. Natsumi is very talented. I do want Misa Matsui I do want Misa to win that belt. So I'm rooting for Misa Matsui, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Suzuki is a talented wrestler for sure. But we'll see how that goes. I think Maya will have a WWE run. She's already like 31, right? Tommy said that she'd be interested to have a short spell in the WWE. This is the first time I ever heard her say that. Every time I hear Tommy talk about WWE, she says, I don't want to move over there. I don't want to do it. But recently she said she wants to have like a short run, but she doesn't want to have a long run in WWE. She wants to live in Japan. She doesn't want to move. Now, Julia had the same thought process. Julia, when she was 25, 26, 27, 28, she did not want to move to America, and she changed her mind. So it's possible that Tommy could change her mind over time, but right now, she wants to wrestle in WWE for like a match or two, but not have an actual like long stay. And I respect that. But again, she's 25 years old, maybe 26 now, but things can change over time. Things can change. Yeah, Mayu doesn't want to leave Japan. Agreed, she doesn't. She said she would for a lot of money. She said it'd be like she said somebody offered her $1 billion, then she might consider it, but she doesn't want to move. So she's already like 31 years old. She's kind of like set in her ways. If she was younger, I might feel differently, but she's already like 31, so she's probably set in her ways. She probably has her beliefs, has her lifestyle settled. She doesn't want to move. Then again, Julia was just 30 now. She's 31 now, 30. So it's all possible. It's possible, but we'll see. Let's talk about Mayu in March. Mayu's contract ends in March. We'll see where it leads with Marigold and WWE. Because she says one thing under contract. We'll see what she says when we're in February. Her contract's running down. Where she moves to. Will she become a freelancer? She could be a very successful freelancer like Sari if she wanted to. Sari is a freelancer. She could do that all day long. She's popular. She's a big name. She can wrestle with Sari's shows. She can do her own shows. She could do she could do what Sari's doing right now if she wanted to. Book her own shows. Wrestle for do Marigold. Do other shows around Japan. Like she could do that. So it just depends. Stardom is a good foundation for folks. It's reliable. It's safe. They have money, so it's a good setup for folks. So changing can be scary. Like Julia, Utami, Toya Yuzuki, Mirai, Mai Sakurai, all these women who left Stardom, they took a gamble to go to Marigold. Marigold is not a proven commodity. It has proven leadership. Rossi Ogawa is proven. Fuka is proven. Nanae is proven. These are all people who are responsible for the creation and the growth of Stardom, right? But it's still a gamble. You don't know what's going to happen. So that's why he was kind of disappointed when he found out that only 7 were leaving. He thought a lot more people would be leaving Stardom, but they didn't. We'll see what happens this time around. Because I think the Japan calendar year is March. That's why it's March. Usually we'll say, oh, at the end of the year, but no. March is when the contract ends for folks, so we'll see what happens. Will Mayu leave? Will Suzuki leave? Probably not. I would love Suzuki to leave, but will she? Probably not. Mayu, there's a chance. Solid chance. Let's see. Anybody else here? Micah, no, she's staying. Natsupoi staying for sure. Shuri's staying. Like the only person that here I can see leaving is Mayu, and maybe Suzuki. That's about it. That's about it. Where is Blade Davenport? In the mid card, in catering, because there isn't a mid card title to chase, so there's nothing for her to do. Fortunately, I'm still talking. I put the in the stream like 5 minutes ago. To be honest, a lot of the Joshi secrets went to have. They want to have that WrestleMania moment. Oh, secretly. Okay, I read that wrong. To be honest, a lot of Joshi secretly want to have that WrestleMania moment. That's true. I believe Starlight Kid talked about that. So yeah, that's true. These people grew up watching WrestleMania. They grew up watching WWE. Starlight Kid did. Utami did. I think Tommy did. I'm not sure though. He's a big Io Sky fan. Io Sky's in WWE. So that's that. There's that. So yeah, it just depends. They all have dreams of that match. The problem is, or that the WWE, the problem is they don't want to move. That's the thing. I don't blame them. I want to move. I wouldn't want to move to a different country. Like I want to stay in Japan if I was loving Japan, right? I wouldn't want to move either. That's the big thing. If there was a WWE in Japan, it'd be different, right? But they don't want to move. It's a big commitment. It's a big commitment from Julia. It's a big commitment from Asuka to pick up your life and move to a different country. It's a big deal, and they don't want to do it. Now, the people who already said they want to, like Koki Amore said she wants to move to America eventually, right? So that's going to happen for her if she wants it. So yeah, it just depends on what you want. So different. It's a different lifestyle. And if you're not a favorite, if you're not like being pushed heavy like a Julia, then you're kind of scared. Like Sari came at the wrong time. If Sari came now, she'd be pushed very, very strong. It'd be completely different, but it wasn't the case. I think Sari will be in WWE eventually. She'll be in WWE again one day. Not just because she liked my tweet though. So is naturally going to get over on the main roster just because of her, because of athleticism. Yep, true. You can't deny athleticism. It pops the crowd every time. So as long as you can showcase your talent in that way, you're going to get big reactions. And she has a great finisher, a very sexy finisher, and that'll get pops all day long on the main roster. She's main roster ready now. Her character work isn't the best, but it doesn't need to be. At this point, it doesn't need to be. She's too good in the ring. She's too exciting, too flashy to not be successful. Look at Io. Io is getting over as a face because of her in-ring talent. The same will happen for Soruka. She doesn't have to cut a promo. She doesn't. We have Zarya's main roster debut coming up here. Why is it not showing? What's going on here? Here we go. Her not main roster, but her WWE debut is coming up this Tuesday. Who should be facing? Will be JC Jane. That's what I would do. She jumped Fallon Henley. She jumped JC Jane. So why not have her face JC Jane? Makes sense. Yeah, I think Sari is she's going to be in the WWE again, and for sure within the next 2 years she'll be taking a close look at Julia's booking. She'll be keeping a close eye on her booking. She'll be keeping a close eye on the scene, and yeah, she liked my tweet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I tweeted that Sari will be back in WWE one day, and she liked it. So, Japanese Knicks, I don't want to see that. I want to see her actually cook in the ring. No offense to Jasmine, but if you notice a trend here with NXT, they let Julia have like a big back and forth match with actual selling, right? They had definitely have a back and forth match with actual selling and bumping. So maybe they may have her bump as well. And now it won't be like a domination or like it won't be a squashing. So if you're not going to do a squashing, then have somebody in the ring that can go with her. No offense to Jasmine, but I'd rather see JC Jane or Raina Sinclair or anyone else than Jasmine. No offense to her, but I want to see her actually cook. Let her showcase her skills. Same way they do with Julia and Stephanie. Yeah, her dream was WWE. That was her dream. She'll make it happen. She can only freelance for so long. She's very popular right now in Japan where her freelancing, but how much longer can you freelance until you're like, okay, time to take that move again? She will be back in WWE for sure. She's just building herself up again. She make herself be a big deal to say, okay, WWE, second time around, look at me now. I'm popular. I'm huge. I'm in the top. I'm considered the best in the world. I'm in all these rankings for top in the world. So now it's time for me to make the move again. She's in contact with Triple H and those guys. She said, another thing to keep in mind, she doesn't say a single bad thing about WWE ever. She's always positive about WWE in her experience. She never badmouths anything. Not a single interview does she talk bad about WWE. Not one. She's always positive. She's always not burning the bridge, because I think her ultimate goal is to come back. She's going to watch Julia's booking. She's going to watch what's happening over here. She's going to make another run. Okay? It's going to happen. Kendall Gray getting destroyed by her? Sure. Megan Bayne pick up the phone. Megan Bayne, I don't know now, man. I don't know what's happening over there, man. It is what it is. I hope that they know. It's getting kind of crowded now in NXT though, with Zarya coming in, getting kind of crowded. So I don't know how much longer they can hold off. By they I mean her. I think she has shows booked till January, but ultimately she gotta get paid. So if Tony Khan drops a bag, she gotta accept it, and I don't blame her. But I'm hoping that sometime next year they make the move, but we'll see what happens. There's too much people in the scene in NXT right now. Is there too much people? After the draft, I don't think so. After the draft, it'll be Soruka going up, JC Jane going up, Fallon Henley going up, Roxanne Perez going up. Will there be room then? Unless she just bypasses everything, because she's good enough for the main roster. She is, Megan Bayne. I think they fast track her there. No, I think they'll put her in NXT if she gets signed, but she's good enough to be on the main roster. I love Megan Bayne. She's great. Jordan Grace going to the main roster for sure. I think she's bypassing NXT. WWE fumbling Sari, AEW fumbled Megan Bayne. Yeah, AEW was worse because at least Sari was on TV. She got screwed because William Regal got fired and Triple H had health issues, so he wasn't there. Whereas with so the people that signed her, the folks that wanted her, William Regal, Triple H, they weren't there, right? That's different. That's kind of different, right? Whereas Tony Khan was there and just didn't use Megan Bayne and fumbled her. So Triple H and William Regal would have kept her around. She would not have left if Triple H and William Regal was there. But yeah, kudos to Io Sky. That's some real dedication. Io Sky was dealing with the same nonsense from Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon and 2.0. She stuck it out. She almost considered going back to Japan, but then that call came from Bayley saying, "Hey, Io, what are you doing?" I called Triple H. "Hey, Dakota Kai, what you doing?" The rest is history. Because she was considering going back to Japan, but then Triple H made the call and said, "Okay, Io, okay, Dakota Kai, let's go." Damage control was created. That's huge. Bayley is a big part of her success. Io Sky's success, big part of it, because you wanted her in her faction. That's huge. It's always good to have folks that support you, folks that want you, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Io Sky's career, who knows what will be her career right now? Who knows without Bayley wanting her in Damage Control? That's crazy. Yeah, she had that ankle injury as well. Yep, that sucked for Io Sky. It sucked for her at that time. All right, folks. I went longer than I wanted to. I went over 2 hours. That's it for the stream. Do me a favor. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Raw tonight should be interesting. We hope. It was kind of dry, but hopefully the show is good. We'll see. We'll see what happens on Raw. Will it be? I'm sure the discourse around Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan will be great. To be rational, very calm, very cordial discussion about Liv Morgan's booking with Rhea Ripley. I hope tonight, for the sake of my own sanity, I hope that Raquel looks strong, that Raquel does something to Rhea Ripley. Therefore, the internet is not crazy about how Rhea Ripley is running through the entire... Because I agree with them. I have to be honest, I agree with them. I was upset with how they booked the last segment between Rhea Ripley and Raquel. It looked kind of silly to have Raquel say, "I'm coming for you, Rhea Ripley. I'm coming for you." Then have her look like that right after that. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't track. So I'm assuming tonight Raquel will look strong. We can only hope. Because if not, the discourse around that feud, which admittedly, the feud has not been good. It's not been good. But it's going to Mania, so it is what it is. All right, folks. Talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Later.